And welcome back to another episode of Bevo Tech Pack on the FTOG server. So, did a little bit of stuff last night. Did some cleaning up, a little bit of cleaning up. Infernal's been busy with the wall over there. We did some work on the inside of the tower. Went over here and look at it real quick. Okay, so we have the nice FTOG logo going now. Awesome. Got the nice little water fountain going. I don't know if I really call that little, but and then we got the stained glass going up for Infernal Arcadum and DragonFu, and then also we got the chandelier built. I kind of wish they had the floating candles to put up here, but we don't have the floating candles, so we're just going to stick with those, I think, for right now. Also did some more looking and planning for the stream Saturday night. I think Saturday night we're going to come out back here, and we're going to do some work on making a slime farm. Let's see, where's it at? It's over here. There's like 3 chunks here that we're going to use, and we're going to make a slime farm to power our Botania area, and it's something that I wanted to do in Infinity but never got to, so we're going to work on it in this one. I'm trying to think, what else did we really work on? I think that was about it. We really didn't get much done, or at least not as much as I thought we would, so anyways, this episode I want to put down some stuff, just basically I want to put it down, and then I want to put the building up around it. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to know exactly what my footprint is before I go through and build everything. Now, we're going to put the machines down, or we're going to run through how to put the machines down. We'll put all the machines down because we're using magnetic craft to 3 times ore process. I know, what is it? Mechanism goes up to 5 times, and that's something that we'll probably look at in the future as well. I just want to get, we haven't done anything with magnet craft yet, so I want to use that. And I'm thinking possibly using some of the other stuff from magnetic craft to do some more stuff as well. But anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna grab all of these. Alright, so the first machine that we need to put down is the crusher. Okay, now I'm gonna try to put these close together, and I'll explain why I'm doing it this way as I'm going. Let's see, right here is a good spot. Alright, so we put the crusher controller down. When we right click on it, it shows you the actual layout, the blueprint for the building. So that's really nice. I like that. They don't, immersive engineering does it nice. Where it shows you in the book, but it doesn't give you any real world, and that's what I really like about this, is it gives you really real world look at it. So we're going to take some of these multi-block chassis, and we're just going to start placing them down like so. Now, the only thing about this mod that I do not like is that it has its own separate power source. It doesn't run off of RF, but the nice thing is it does have converters to go back and forth, so you can run it either with RF or with its own and make RF with it, or convert it over to RF, which is nice. I think if a mod's going to do that, going to use its own power source, that it wants to convert it both ways so it makes it easier to use. Alright, so our last two blocks, we're going to have our inventory slots and our power slot. So we put these energy IOs in, and then these multi-block IOs, which are in outs. And then nothing special on turning this on. You just right click the controller and there it is. This is the first part. Now you can see here, this is the power slot. We'll go over the power in just a minute. And then of course the input and the output. Alright, so the next machine that we need to put down is the grinder. And I believe 1, 2, 3. It's a 3 by 3. And this is fed from the top, so I don't necessarily want to and the output's in back. That'll work. Okay. So I'm kind of planning out how I want to run. I'm going to use conveyor belts. They do have a nice conveyor belt. It's a little bit better than, in my opinion, than the immersive engineering one because it actually holds its inventory. It doesn't... You know, if the inventory is, or if where it's going is full, it just spews it out into the world. No, it actually will hold it if the inventory is full. It acts pretty much like its own inventory, I guess. Alright, so there's that. And then we also have our in-outs. Here's our energy. And then this is our out in the back, and the top is going to be the input. And this works just like the immersive engineering one. You can pipe stuff into the middle block here, or you can drop them in, and we are going to be dropping them in when we set this up, or when we get this fully going. Let's see, I want one block in between. Then energy. That's not going to work. I am going to need to move you out one. Oh, look. Rain. Well, hopefully my machines won't rust. Alright. So, like so. And then we have our energy. I don't understand why these ones kind of have two energies. I guess you can hook them up next to each other, maybe, and feed energy through them. But I don't... It's one part of it I never understood about this block. Alright. We're going to move the other one out. One more block as well. No. No, there it goes. A little bit of server lag. Now I could put these tighter together. I don't know why I'm breaking all of these. But I want to leave a little bit of gap in these. Just so it's easier to move some of the stuff around. I can hide some stuff, maybe hide some of the cabling that's going to be coming through. And I really like, if you guys have watched before, you know I really like multi-block structures. I think they're really cool looking, and I like to see the different ways that different mod developers put them together. Okay, so there you go. You're gonna check this form for me, and then the last one is going to be the sifter. Okay, and that one does go straight on the ground. Sorry, I had to remind myself how that went. Let's see, input is 2 up. Power is down 1. Let's move that over 1 more. Alright. So, 1 energy that didn't go in the right spot. We got output, input, our chassis. And then we also have these multi-block controllers, and then also these multi-block compartments. Now these are pretty much like the sieves where everything gets sifted. And there we go. Now this one we'll go through a little bit on the speeds and stuff. You can actually have it set for set it on 3 different speeds. So this would be slow, medium, and then fast. Now this dial here will tell you if it's on or off, and we don't have any energy going into it, but it still tells you that it's on. And then this one here tells you the capacity of it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do some plumbing on these, get it all set up, get it to where I can put an input in and let the machines run, but then I also get it ready to, because everything's going to go down to dust with this process. So we'll get everything set up to where we just need to hook the furnaces on, throw the power on, and then we'll be right. Alright, we are back. I've got everything set up. Now I wanted to use a lot more of this conveyor belt and these inserters and more MagnaCraft altogether to run this system. I've come up with a problem though. If you're going to be dropping into these, what are these called again? The grinders. They have an inventory, and once that inventory is full, then you're just dropping stuff into the open world. So I decided to to pipe them in, and I'm using retrieval nodes from Thermal Dynamics as well as the Thermal Dynamics pipe. And I figured, I'd get a pipe that you could see through. I thought about logistics that you could see through better, but I wanted to go with something a little bit better that you could at least see through. Buildcraft probably wouldn't be a bad idea either. It might be something I look into hooking up later. I just knew this way. I just hooked it up real quick. So the inserters, I'm having a problem with setting their whitelist and blacklist. It seems to be not working at the moment. And the problem with MagnaCraft is the 1.7.10 mod version is been discontinued. They're working on the newest version, the 1.9 version. So a lot of this stuff doesn't work. Now I did originally had this all set up to where these conveyor belts went downstairs, and then we were going to do a lot of stuff on here with the inserters, and yeah, it just was, without being able to do the whitelist blacklist, it was becoming a pain. And yeah, not to mention when I actually started testing this system, or getting the different ores to set the filters with, yeah, they would go down one diagonal and then stop. you could have a 3-hole here, 4 holes out here, so there's plenty of room in front of it, and it wouldn't go down past the first one. So that seems to be an issue with the conveyor belts, at least one that I'm having. Also, I tried setting up the power to run off of our RF using the RF alternators, and I couldn't seem to get it to work. Now, I did go look at somebody's base a while ago that was running this, and he's got like 16 of these RF alternators going, powering his, so maybe I just didn't have enough of them set up to run it. But right now I'm just powering it with a couple of basic generators, and it seems like the system is all or nothing. So there's 87 volts through the whole entire system. It's not just in this machine, it's through the whole system. So that kind of concerns me a little bit. Not to mention these constantly run. I think they're a little bit more efficient than what the Railcraft, hobbyist steam generator is. I think they're a little bit more efficient than that, but they constantly run. I mean, constantly. So that is an issue, and as you can see, this is charging up, and then this is charging up. These batteries are a little bit different. Not sure that I like their batteries, but yeah, so I just wired everything up like that. I will be, yeah, as you can see, I've got the one here, and this doesn't, if it's putting out energy, it's very slowly putting out energy. So, and the capacitor bank was the only thing I could see that I could plug directly into it and actually get power off of it. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on with that, but it'll take some testing to mess around with and see if I can get it working again. But basically our start is over here with our bugged chest. From here you put it in, and then it runs down over to here where it goes, it goes over here where it goes up into the first machine, then it comes down and then goes into 1 or 2 of these chests to go into the grinder, and then again it comes back down. It comes back down here again. The crusher and the 2 grinders come down to this chest, and then they go either back to the grinders, or they come over here to go up to the sieve, and then it comes down here to this chest, which is where all of the dust go anyway. So if we're breaking something down and we get an extra dust, it's automatically going to go, automatically going to go to get smelted. This is just a placeholder at the moment where I stopped the system. So as you can see, we did get some lead dust from Industrial Craft, which is kind of different. But all the dust will come to this chest, and then from this chest they will go upstairs. But also, I have it set up to do sulfur, redstone. Gotta remember what all is in here. Coal, sulfur, redstone, and lapis all go to this pulverizer, which is resident. It does have 2 gearboxes in it, and then it's got the servo, all the sieve upgrades in them, so I do get all the secondary out of that one as well. And then this one as well, set up the same way, 2 speed and 3 of the secondary on it. So we do get a better chance or more of that secondary. And the only thing that this machine is used for right now is making shiny ingots from ferrous ore. That is the only thing that goes to this, is ferrous ore and cinnabar. And of course the cinnabar comes from here. So, and then all of our dust and everything goes to this alloy smelter. I'll probably be switching this out for mechanisms factory later on, because they're faster. You can put, essentially you've got 4 to 5 to 6 different smelting processes going on at one time, and you can have different ones going at one time as well. So I'll probably be switching out for that one. It's probably going to be the more efficient ones. So so every machine comes out with it uses an inserter to come out to a chest, or an inserter to go out to the conveyor belt to go to a chest. I have noticed that this is a little bit slow, I want to say. Not 100% reliable. It's not something I would use. I tested it the other day and it worked just fine. And when I was running the process earlier, it wasn't running so good. But that is ore processing 3 times with MagnaCraft. I am going to stay with this system probably for a little while yet. I will be looking into Mechanism. I know they had a lot of updates with version 9 that just came out, so I'll definitely be looking at Mechanism. Makes their 5 times ore processing a little more easier to do now, so we'll definitely be doing that. Anyways, guys, this is going to be the episode. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. All you need to do, just FYI, for hooking this up to your systems, all you need to do is hook up your export bus to this chest with your ME system, and of course you either hook it straight up to your ME system or your quantum bridge, and then your export bus or import bus here to import it back into the system, and your export to push stuff in. And so you've got 5 sides on here to hook those export buses on to and hook up to whatever you want to. Now, you also do not have to send this stuff to the furnace. You can leave everything in dust form, and then when you go to, say, if you need 25 ingots of iron, you can just cook them up real quick, or have it set up to where it automatically keeps just a stack of ingots on hand at one time, or however you want to do it. Most people just throw them down in there because the induction smelter, you can cook a lot of the alloys just with the ingots in the induction smelter, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, that's been an episode. I think next episode we are going to work on some Britannia stuff. Between now and then, I've got some automation I want to do. I think Infernal wants to move this because I think the wall's running pretty close to this area. He wants to put a dome on it, so we might shift this whole thing over. And then I got some automation for this that I'm going to set up between now and then, and also for the altar, the pedal apothecary, and the altar. And I'm going to see about maybe doing something to make the terror steel, using Steve's factory manager. So that is on the list. And then we've got a big, like I mentioned earlier, a big slime farm that we're going to put in next stream that we're going to use to try and power this this mana system as well, get away from those. But we also have the game of life we want to try to play with, and that might be a next episode or not. I know there's not a whole lot of information out on that, so it's something I'm looking at doing as well. So, guys, thank you for sticking around. New to the channel, new to the series, hit that big red subscribe button so you can see some more. Any comments or questions, please leave them in down below. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time.